Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Board of Education monthly meeting on April 28th. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. All are present except Mrs. Danino and Mr. Murray are not here tonight. So as secretary, I will be running the meeting tonight. If nobody has any changes, may I have a motion to accept the minutes of the March 11th meeting, the March 19th special executive session, and the March 30th work session? Mrs. Kelly, second. Mr. Lunar, all in favor? Art gallery. Mr. Kunz is coaching JV lacrosse, so Mr. Sorosi will read his report tonight.
Good evening. The Byrne Siderman Gallery this month presents Senior Spotlight, our annual exhibit featuring the work of our senior portfolio preparation class. Led by art teacher Tom Senna, the portfolio preparation class helps LHS fine arts students develop and prepare a specific body of artwork in conjunction with their college applications. Seniors intending to major in an art-related field are required to submit high-quality portfolios as part of their application process, while non-art major students use a fine art portfolio to show potential universities another side to their high school academic experience, giving them an advantage over other students. This year marks the fourth consecutive year LHS art majors have exceeded $1 million in talent scholarship offers, with the official total at just over $1.8 million. This number, when added to previous year's totals, puts our 26-year total amount at almost $18 million. And LHS students continue to be accepted into all of the top university programs in the country. Please take a moment to view some of the pieces from this year's senior group. Mr. Senna would like to thank the LHS Central and Building Administration and the Lynbrook community for its continued support of our fine arts program. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you. Dr. Lynch, presentations.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Aragona. So as everyone in this place knows, we have one of the top newspaper in Nassau County, and once again Horizon has hit some home runs on this one, so that we have a number of awards tonight. So announcing in the Quill Awards, the most outstanding newspaper, our print edition came in second place. For best layout, came in third place. The best arts review story, first place for Sophia Woods for LHS Takes a Chance on Mamma Mia. Best short sports story, Daniela and Sarah for Athlete Spotlight on Mason Coffer. And breaking news, just today we got new news that they also took awards in the New York Press Association High School Excellence Awards. So we had the best short story by alum Justin Williams, class of 25. Best arch coverage story, Cassandra Levinson, class of 25. Best sports photo, second place, Aiden Pearsall, and Best Graphic Illustration, second place, Annabelle Arico. So we'd like to call up the staff of the Horizon. So in attendance tonight will be Jackson Bowler, Sophia Woods, Danielle Incerna, Shannon Bludoy, Maha Ajmal, Aiden Pearsall, and Annabelle Arico. So you come on up for some of you get t-shirts. All right, that is awesome. So another very special presentation tonight. This one will require glasses. So, West End's E&L Homework Club meets twice weekly in the school library for 1 hour after school. This club is for current and former English language learners in all grades 1 through 5 who need extra support to complete homework assignments, projects, and studying for tests. Ms. Glatzer oversees the program at West End. Each week, students from North Middle School and Lynbrook High School come and volunteer. Many are West End graduates, and some are former E&L students as well. From the moment the volunteers walk through the library doors, they are role models and leaders for their young friends, helping them develop good work habits and study skills while demonstrating what diligence and perseverance looks like. It can be difficult to transition to start at a new school when you come from another country. The Homework Club volunteers have helped all students to feel welcome, recognized and supported by reading, playing, studying, and connecting. It is truly amazing to watch these older students take their own time to strengthen the bonds of Lynbrook's diverse community of learners. We are so lucky and beyond grateful to each and every student who has gone above and beyond. So I just want to introduce tonight our E&L Homework Club folks, Celeste Torrero-Balzar, Alexa Torrero-Balzar, Alenis De La Cruz, Frida Rodriguez, Faith Razone, Emily Burbick, Stephen Tomeo, Adam Capadwala, and Aiden Jet Karin. So come on up for your shirts and the picture. All right, and this next one, if I'm going to say it's rare, this is pretty rare. So tonight, we are going to honor a junior, Aiden Renoir, who has broken, when I said rare, a 100-year-old record from in the long jump. He did a jump of 22 feet and 9 inches, beating the old record held by Carl Vanderwith, who had the mark of 22 feet, 5.5 inches. Good to note that Carl was an Olympian later in life. Aiden's jump is now in the top 10 of New York State. So how often can you say you were there to see a 100-year-old record broken? So Aiden, come on up. We'd like to congratulate you. Okay, thank you very much. Great stuff. Okay, so as you all know, we have spent a lot of time this year talking about our profile of the owl. In case you don't know what it was, the profile of the owl was a survey that we did back 2.5 years ago to determine what you, the community, wanted to see from your schools. And we came up, after all of that, we had 200 people interviewed for focus groups. We had over 750 people take a survey. And you told us that the 4 things you want to see from your schools are creative and critical thinking, real life skills, social and emotional learning, and global citizenship. I've been talking about it for years now. It's time for me to shut up because it's now happening. And I'm going to turn it over to students who are not just going, who are the profile of the owl. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Balekas.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Lynch. So tonight what we're going to do, we're going to talk about each of the 4 pillars, and we have students throughout the district who are going to give us a little lesson about what each of the pillars means in Lynbrook. So my first group of friends that are coming up, they are a 3rd grade class from Waverly Park, and Mrs. Ryan will bring her students up, and they're going to give us a little presentation about Ruler. Ruler is our social emotional learning program, and they will be talking about that pillar first. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for asking us to be here to share a bit about the mood meter. My name is Elias Felton, and this is
Claire, Maya,
Daniel,
Gabby, Ella,
Adriana.
We have been using the mood meter as a tool to support the awareness of emotions. We use the mood meter to help us recognize, understand, and label our feelings.
The 4 colors show different emotions based on how much energy we have and if the feeling is pleasant or not. Every emotion is valid and holds on to a place on one of the 4 quadrants of the mood meter.
Yellow is a space for high energy and pleasant feelings. We are in the yellow when we are excited, motivated, or courageous, like when I scored the winning goal in a soccer game.
The green quadrant is also pleasant with calmer energy level and comfortable feelings. We are in the green when we feel relaxed, peaceful, or supported, like when I'm reading a book on the beach.
The blue quadrant is less pleasant with low energy. We are in the blue when we are feeling sad, tired, or discouraged, like when I'm stuck inside on a rainy day.
The red quadrant is a space for high energy and unpleasant feelings. We are in the red when we are angry, frustrated, or aggravated, like when someone tagged me out after the game was already over. Grr.
We have been learning many words and terms used to describe various emotions. Feeling words start basic and become more sophisticated as we learn and grow.
So, what do we love about the mood meter? We can use the mood meter colors to quickly explain how we are feeling.
It allows us to express our feelings, and it reminds us that all feelings are valid.
It helps us talk about our feelings and gives us ideas of words to label our emotions.
It teaches us empathy and helps us understand what it's like to be in someone else's shoes.
Once we can identify our emotions, we can start to think more deeply about how we want to feel.
We recognize that there are times it is okay to be within a particular zone. However, sometimes we are in a zone and we like to shift our emotional state.
We have learned regulation strategies and a choice board. is helpful. Some of our favorites include movement breaks, breathing techniques, and journaling.
If you were looking to change your mood, what would you choose on the choice board?
Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful presentation. I feel bad for all the high school kids that I need to call up now to start talking about what they've been up to. Our next group that will be talking, we will be talking about global citizenship, and we have had a lot of high school students who've taken a very exciting trip that they want to talk about of their world adventures. So I asked that Mrs. Tranchina and her class come up and talk a little bit about their trip. Thank you. We're gonna have a big picture if you want to just see if they want to stay. All right. So just don't talk. Just like look at the photos and just click. Yeah. Yeah. You got it right. Tell me. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. I'll hand it off. Yeah. Be safer. I don't want to go too far on you.
Keep going. All right. Good evening, everybody. So this is about our trip to Europe. Over our spring break, we went to Switzerland, south of France, Italy, and Spain. So our first stop was in Switzerland, in Zurich. And we got to see a bunch of like medieval churches, fountains, and we got to walk like the grounds and old, or like housing, and yeah, it's cool, right? And then we went to Mount Pilatus, and we took a gondola up for about an hour. So that was fun with about 4 of us per car. I forget how tall. It was a pretty big mountain. And we also visited Lake Lucerne, and we took a boat ride, which, yeah, so that's the gondola up there. And then we took the boat ride, and we also visited the folklore place. So we visited the bridge as well. That's in the middle of Lucerne, and we crossed that river. Yeah, thanks. And then we, when we left Lucerne, the next we went to Italy. So we were in Lake Como for Easter, and we visited this gigantic and beautiful cathedral. And then we had a late lunch in this Italian restaurant. And we took a lot of photos in front of the lake. Saying not a lot, I'm sorry. And then we visited the Italian 5 towns, so that's in the south. Cinque Terre. All right. And we walked the border because there's this what was it? I forget what the bridge was called, but we walked the bridge. It was the border of the mountains. This lock with the gate that was also on the bridge. We visited. Yeah, sorry. And then we also went to Monaco and Nice. So Monaco it's kind of its own thing. It's like a city. Before we went to France, so Nice. And we got to see the royal family of Monaco come and leave. And then in Nice, we visited. We went to the beach. there's a couple malls, gelato. Yeah, good weather. Then we also went to Cassis in France, where we also took another boat ride on the lake, and we visited an old mining area. We also visited the old Papal Palace that's in France, no longer in use though, so we were able to visit, and we took a virtual tour. And then also in France, we were in France a lot. Wow. We were in Nimes, where we visited an old Colosseum and an aqueduct. We went to dinner on one of the rivers. Yeah, all right, sorry. And then in France, this is a little bit from France. That's the Papal Palace in the corner. That's a church on the inside of Carcassonne. That's the front with all of us. Carcassonne was also medieval Spanish castle. And then we went to Spain, Barcelona. So that's us on the beach. That's the Atlantic Ocean. And then when we were the next day after the beach, we went back to the center of Barcelona. So we visited this old fountain, very nice, very pretty. And then we went to the Sagrada Familia Church, which is still under construction, so we didn't get to see it without the cranes, but it's still very nice to look at. We also had lunch and dinner there. Yeah. We just want to say thank you for a wonderful trip. We made so many amazing memories and connections that we won't forget. This trip has shaped us into more ways than one. We learned independence, took a lot of naps on the bus rides, saw so many sights and took incredible photos. It was a once in a lifetime experience. We got to try a lot of new foods, and we were immersed in all the different cultures and languages. Every day brought us a new adventure and a new destination. Just again, we won't forget this trip, and nothing's going to be as good as it. And we're just happy to have done it. So thank you.
I asked that the staff members that attended the trip as well, please join the students up here for a picture. Thank you.
Dr. Balekas, before you move on, I just want to comment from a parent's perspective because my son did go on that trip, and it was absolutely incredible. They did things that I could never do as a family of four, and I don't have the energy to do. The teachers and the staff that went with them were incredible, and I'm sure every parent can agree with me. As a parent, you almost felt like you were on the trip with them. The amount of communication, the pictures, the videos, I never expected that, and it was amazing, and I thank you guys so much. And anyone who's thinking about it, it's excellent, excellent.
Thank you, Mrs. Aragona. Our next group will be talking about real-life skills. Our next group is going to be talking about real-life skills. We actually had a very successful college and career fair last week, and I think it was put together by the sheer will of our own Mrs. Muller. So I'd like to say thank you, and she had a really great team of students supporting her. So they're going to tell us about their experiences. Thank you.
But hi, everyone. Good evening. So I'm excited. Actually, I'm going to put this here because we're going to have the kids come up and talk to you. Okay. So we're excited to share a recap of our Lynbrook High School College and Career Fair, an event that was held to support students in their post-secondary planning. This year, our Holler Fair, which I'm sure some of you are familiar with, it's a consortium that we're a part of with local neighboring school districts, was moved because of scheduling dates at the college that we have it to May 27th, which is very late in the year. So we started brainstorming, and we wanted to give our students an opportunity to begin exploring their post-high school options prior to that date. So I got this idea in my head to start inviting some schools to our school, some universities, for a mini fair. I looked at the calendar, and I'm also a board member for the Nassau Counselors Association, and we hold the college fair that's at Hofstra University. So in my head, I figured a lot of people would be in the area on that week. So I said, let's do it the next day while they're all still here. They're going to wake up, and then they can come to Lynbrook High School the next day. So I sent out an email, and what I was thinking was going to be about 20 schools. Within a week was 70. So I had to go back to Mr. Sorosi and say, oh, I don't need the small gym. I now need the large gym. And that's where our fair took off on flight. So we ended up having about 85 representatives. I reached out to the Chamber of Commerce. I reached out to local friends in trades and our military. And we have our ROTC program that we're very friendly with at Hofstra. We also got the Suffolk County Police, Nassau County Police, Lynbrook Police. We did have NYPD who had RSVP, but then something major, they said something critical and important came out. I'm like, oh no, you go do that. Don't worry. We want to be safe. But so we had a really great response to our fair and our first time trying to pull this together. We had opportunities for employment and trade schools, and even for summer employment for our students, like Rolling River Day Camp and local places that hire our kids, like T's Beauty Salon. So it was really great. The Lynbrook Library was here to talk about civil service. So it really had something for everyone. The diverse representation allowed our students to not only explore traditional college options, but also to gain exposure to the many post-secondary pathways available to them. And actually, wait, I'm gonna put up, there's some pictures. I'm gonna just keep scrolling as I talk. This fair format allowed students in grades 9 through 12 to attend during the school day, and I feel that this significantly increased accessibility and engagement, ensuring that every student had the opportunity to participate, explore, and ask questions in a structured and supportive environment. Students rotated throughout the fair in grade level groups, and this structure allowed for more intentional conversation. It reduced the overcrowding in the gym and gave students time in the space to engage meaningfully with representatives. Some of the students that had been to, not that I'm going to knock my fair the night before, but that fair the night before, they were waiting online for a long time. Here, they were able to just walk up, maybe 1 or 2 students deep at most, and have conversations. Students were also provided with a list of questions to ask. The representatives, for anyone this was their first experience with the fair, it gave them a starting off point and guided questions so that if they were a little bit nervous, they had it. I emailed it out before the fair, and we were giving it out as they were walking in that day as well. The feedback we received has been overwhelmingly positive. Representatives expressed a strong support for the daytime format, noting that the high level of student engagement and the organization of the event stood out, and they felt that students came well prepared to ask questions. So behind me, I have 3 awesome students, and they're all juniors, and they all attended the fair. I have Giovanna Serino, I have Aiden Renoir, who we now know just crushed a record of 100 years, so rock star over here, and Annabelle Ramsey. So I'm going to start with Annabelle, and the reason I'm pointing out Annabelle especially, she is our event planner, right? That's your title? Yeah. Our event planner for our virtual enterprise class. So when we talk about doing things with different departments, I hired her for my event planner for this. And when I tell you she saved me hours of time making this layout, I would have been up till like midnight for weeks doing this. We sat next to each other, each on Canva. That's what's great about Canva. You can both work at the same time. And we went back and forth moving things around. And honestly, the reps said it was so organized. And that's really because of Annabelle. So I'm going to cut to them to talk about the fair.
Hi, so my name is Annabelle Ramsey. I'm a junior here at Lynbrook High School. It was actually during my junior meeting discussing colleges with Ms. Moeller that she brought up that she was planning this college event, and just hearing about it, it seemed so right up my alley just with event planning, and considering how much she supported me in the past, I didn't even have to think twice before offering my help, and I'm glad that she was able to trust me with that and take me up on that offer because I had a really great time planning this event. I love seeing it come together. like I said, like she said, we both worked on Canva, and it was funny being it like 8 p.m. on a Friday and seeing Miss Moeller is now on the webpage moving around tables. So we had a really nice layout, alphabetical, of course, with all these colleges. And I love planning this because it gave me a little bit more insight into my future. I was kind of closed-minded to just a few schools, and being able to see not just college, but also trade school and career summer, all of that, it really did feel like there was something for everyone, and it gave me an idea that I don't just need to be looking in one direction. I could really explore my options, and I'm grateful that all of the school was able to be there as well. I'd love to see how this event turns out in the next upcoming years. I think this was great for everybody in Lynbrook, and I think it turned out really well. So I'm glad that you trusted me with all of this, and I'm glad that it all worked out. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Giovanna Serino, and I'm a junior here at LHS, and I also attend Long Island High School for the Arts for the half-day PM program. On April 15th, I missed my day at BOCES for this event, and I feel as though it was well worth it because there was a vast majority of schools that maybe I hadn't considered before, that I was able to build relationships with the representatives and add more schools to my list that I hadn't considered. I recommend this for all students in the future, and I feel as though it was a beneficial experience.
Hello, my name's Aiden Renoir. I was also at the fair. Oh, thank you. I thought it was an interesting experience for me as an athlete because I'm somebody who's looking to compete at the college level, and only a handful of schools have reached out to me. So seeing this college fair and getting to experience what it was like to see so many different schools and so many different ideas and opportunities allowed me to really know what schools I should reach out to and really see what the campus life would be like, what the colleges really have in terms of majors, and I thought that was very interesting. I also got to learn about what Jovia was. I'm in the top left. Yeah, I had no idea what they were. I thought it was like a bank type of thing, but it's completely different. It's like a federal credit union, I think it says. Yeah, yeah. So it's like I got to learn about what they do, and it's not exactly like a bank, and it was really cool to learn about that. But I thought the whole experience as a whole was really cool, and I got to learn a lot about colleges, like random businesses or a union, I guess. But yeah, it was just a really good experience.
Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Good job. Congrats. Okay. Jovia had the best handouts, I will say. They were giving away. Did you guys get swag? Yeah, they had the best swag. So I feel like a lot of it there. So this fair will help continue. I promise, one more second. This fair will help continue to prepare our students for life beyond high school, helping them make informed decisions. Moving forward, we are looking to expand participation across additional career sectors and continuing to refine the structure and maximize student engagement. I do want to thank our building administration for entertaining all of my wacky ideas sometimes, but Mr. Sorosi, Dr. Dempsey, and Mr. Brescia for their support, and our custodial staff were rock stars in the quick turnaround time for the badminton game that was right after school as well. So all hands on deck, and truly thank you guys for your support.
All right, so our last pillar for the profile of the hour that we're going to be discussing tonight is creative and critical thinking. I am welcoming up Mrs. Smith and her high school AP Capstone class. We're going to learn a little bit about the AP Capstone program, and actually we're going to see a student presentation that was part of the scoring of the AP program for these students, and I will say it's a great show. I've watched it before.
Thank you. I think we'll stand over here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Karen Smith. I am the AP Seminar teacher. This year, our AP Seminar class has 22 sophomore students. The class is an elective, and I can honestly say it is truly the highlight of my day every single day to come to this class and work with this incredible, amazing group of students. There's a little QR code here for the presentation. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly so we can get to the students' presentation. But if you'd like more information from that, I'll put that slide back at the end of the presentation. So basically, AP Seminar is built completely and totally around creative and critical thinking. So it truly does speak to the pillar of creative and critical thinking for the profile of the owl. And the course is part of the College Board AP Capstone program. It's very, very difficult to explain what this course is. So the way that it was explained to me in the beginning was that it's basically like science research, but for the humanities. So our students every day are talking about real world issues and very complex real world issues. And they are talking about ways to solve problems, to come up with optimal solutions. They talk about limitations. They talk about it through different perspectives and lenses and different, you know, all these words, the stakeholders within the different issues as well. And then in the end, they present two different arguments. One is through a writing assignment. Actually, there's two writing assignments, and the other is through a multimedia presentation. There are two of those as well. So every single day in the AP seminar class, critical thinking occurs through analyzing research, evaluating sources, synthesizing data and reports, and then defending the arguments that the students come up with. And it's also creative every single day because the students have to create their own arguments. They design presentations. They have to connect and synthesize arguments and ideas. And then they also practice, as you'll see in a little while, they practice speaking and presenting to groups of people through their multimedia presentations. And throughout it all, AP Seminar also focuses on building college-level research skills with the help of Mrs. Bertolini. We are in the library constantly, and they are learning college-level expert research guidance. Well, they're receiving that from Mrs. Bertolini. They learn advanced research strategies, how to use databases, annotation skills, and note-taking skills. They have to annotate very complex documents. In fact, one of them we received from the College Board. All of AP Seminar receives a stimulus packet every year, and there are 7 sources. So the 7th source this year was called Sustainability Assessment of Low Earth Orbit Satellite Broadband Mega Constellations, which was like, what? But we did it together. We figured out what it meant. We analyzed it together. We evaluated the source. We used it we kind of threaded into an argument that we're working on. And actually one of our students, Adam, which I was surprised Adam was here today, I didn't know, he is using that exact article for his final paper, which is pretty impressive, to say the least. The way that critical and creative thinking occurs in this class is it's multifaceted, but in the beginning, the first part of the year, the students work together as a team, and they decide upon one real-world issue that they like to try to come up with an optimal solution for. And then each member of the team creates an argument through a lens. They kind of research that through that lens, and they come up with a way to have an optimal solution for the issue. Then they do a team multimedia presentation. So this group here today is going to show you an abbreviated version of their multimedia presentation, which is incredible. And then what we're finishing up right now is very similar. It's like we do it all over again, but this time on an individual level. So each student kind of chooses their own world issue that they're interested in researching and then creating an argument-based paper on, and then a presentation as well. And then there's also an oral defense that they have to do at the end of each presentation, where they have to answer questions on their feet about their analysis, maybe some issues that might have occurred as they were researching. But again, it's all really great real-world life skills that they are learning. This is, you could get this later, but that's a breakdown of the course. There's also an exam. That's the third component with regard to the assessment, and that's coming up at, I think it's May 11th. And just so that you all know, for the team multimedia presentation this year, we had 6 teams, and these were the topics that they chose. So one team was social media and the effects of social media on young people in the state of New York, which was very interesting because of the cell phone ban this year. So we talked a lot, well, they did a lot of research and talked a lot about the positives and the negatives with that. One group focused on homeless youth in New York City. And remember, at the end of all these presentations, they come up with a real-world solution, an optimal solution to the issue. And they're fascinating and clever and interesting. Performance-enhancing drugs in professional sports, name, image, and likeness policies in college athletics, data privacy protection in the 21st century, and then this lovely group, which they'll be talking to you about the Okinawa Blue Zones in the southern United States. You can see very varied topics. It's whatever the students are most interested in. This is an image of the different teams, and when they did their presentations, they all dressed up in suits, and the administration came and witnessed some of the presentations, and it was really exciting. This is the performance task 2. This is what the individual students are working on. Or actually, we're just finishing it up this week. But you can see, again, the topics are very varied, like American soldiers after the Vietnam War, religion and isolation, oceans and maritime culture. It really is all over the map. But what's interesting is with the second performance task, the students have to look at those 7 sources that we received from the College Board, come up with some connecting theme, and then research a topic based on that theme. So the theme that they came up with was, do you remember what it was? The theme for the performance task 2 with all the sources. It's isolation and loneliness, and then connection and community. So it's really interesting because not only do they choose topics that they're interested in, but a lot of students chose very personal topics. A student was researching Parkinson's disease because her grandmother has Parkinson's, so she was studying how that affects her with regard to isolation and loneliness, and not only the emotional component, but also the physical and the medical as well. It's just really, it's very, very interesting how it becomes personal to a lot of students. And these were the other issues that were researched this year. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Callie, Leah, Noor, and Mackenzie, and they will be presenting an abbreviated version of their team multimedia presentation on Okinawa Blue Zones and the Southern United States.
Hi everyone. So the topic that we decided to research was blue zones. Blue zones are areas or cities around the world where citizens live an unusually longer amount of time than everyone else around the world. So due to our research on blue zones, we found the question, what factors contribute to the unusually long lifespans in Okinawa, Japan, and how could these practices be applied to improve longevity in southern United States?
We examined this topic through different viewpoints, such as the environmental viewpoint, the social viewpoint, the scientific viewpoint, and lastly, the political viewpoint. I had the environmental lens, and I discussed how the southern states' environment contribute to the low life longevity in the southern U.S. due to them having a high crime rate and being deeply affected through air pollution and global warming. The Okinawan environment is significantly different due to the fact of having a lower crime rate and interacting with their environment more frequently by going on everyday walks and gardening more oftenly than those in the U.S.
I researched this topic through the scientific lens, mainly focusing on the diets in Okinawa compared to the southern United States. The main components of the Okinawan diet consist of hara-hachibu, vegetable and fruit heavy, little to no processed foods, and plant-based diets. This is very different compared to the southern United States diets, which consists of many processed foods like the ones shown on the board. These processed foods can be associated with accelerated telomere shortening. Telomeres are protective caps on the ends of DNA and proteins in your chromosomes. When you consume large portions of processed foods, you are basically accelerating these telomeres, which they cannot protect your cells, your DNA, and your protein, which can lead to irregular cell growth and development.
I researched this topic through the social cultural lens. And one way that I found that the Okinawans increase their longevity is through social connections. So one standard that they live by is called the moai. It's known as a friend group almost that they meet early on and stay with throughout the rest of their lives. They're also known as social support groups as they help each other with certain factors such as financial problems. Another way that they increase our longevity is through ikigai, which means a reason for being or their purpose for life. They combine different factors such as what they love, what they're good at, what the world needs, and what they can be paid for to find their perfect calling, which follows them throughout life.
The specific stakeholders in this situation were the southern U.S. citizens themselves due to the fact that they were the ones being mainly affected due to low life longevity affecting their lifespans. Our solution came with limitations due to the fact that it may be very costly and also individuals may not agree with it.
Through the political lens, we can see that there are many different laws that the Japanese government has implicated upon its citizens to ensure good health. One of them being the Medabo Law, which you can see in this picture above. The Medabo Law is enforced annually in workplaces, and workers are measured by the circumference of their waist, and those who exceed a certain limit are put into social support groups and will be put onto better eating habits and lifestyle choices. Another law is the Actus Chiqueque. The Actus Chiqueque uses certified nutritionists in schools to instill the fundamentals of nutrition in young students to teach them about quote-unquote good or bad eating habits to set them on for a better future.
This law is also our solution that we chose to implement in schools in the southern United States. Going back to our limitations, we can see that it is costly and it also is difficult to get it implemented in all schools and areas across the southern United States, but we still believe that it will be the best solution to increase life longevity in the southern United States. Thank you.
Wait, I got so much stuff. I just like a whole shit.
So for our last Profile of the Owl presentation tonight, I am going to be handing the mic over to somebody else on the dais here. So Mr. Bowler, please come up and call up your team. We've had actually a lot of conversations with the Village of Lynbrook, and our team here will be talking about our collaborative event that really touches all 4 pillars of the Profile of the Owl.
So I'm here to represent the America 250 project that we proposed to the town and village through the Social Studies Department at Lynbrook High School.
The purpose of the project is for the recognition of the 250th anniversary of the United States. The Social Studies Department of the Lynbrook Union Free School District proposes the creation of America's 250th Anniversary Walk, a community-based educational experience designed to celebrate the nation's history while engaging students across multiple disciplines. The proposed walk would begin at North Middle School, proceed through the village, past Lynbrook High School, and conclude at South Middle School. Along the route, 50 historically significant events would be highlighted using non-permanent chalk paint stencils placed on the sidewalks. Each stencil would serve as a point on a walkable timeline and include a QR code linking to additional information.
America's 250th Anniversary Walk represents a creative, educational, and community-oriented way to honor a major national milestone. It highlights the district's commitment to innovative instruction and meaningful student experiences. This project is envisioned as an interdisciplinary learning experience, bringing together multiple departments to enrich student learning through collaboration and authentic, community-connected instruction. Although the details of the plan are still a work in progress, we have begun to brainstorm the following potential department roles. The Social Studies Department will select and research key historical events. The English Department, in tandem with the Social Studies Department, develops the handwritten content for each QR code. The Art Department will design and produce stencil artwork and assist with painting. The Math Department will map the walking route and determine placement of historical events. Finally, the Music Department will organize student musicians for the opening ceremony of the walk.
The anticipated benefits of the project would be enhanced interdisciplinary collaboration, increased student engagement through place-based learning, community involvement and visibility, opportunities for art integration, literacy, historical thinking, and applied mathematics. The completion date for the project will be May 16th. The plan is to have a kickoff celebration, including the school band and students from the district completing the walk. The time and exact details are TBD. This is a Lynbrook community event in terms of attendees.
Some potential historical events to be highlighted along the walk are July 4th, 1776, when the colonists declared independence from Great Britain, November 19th, 1863, which was when Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was, 1911, when the village of Lynbrook was incorporated, July 20th, 1969 was the moon landing, and July 4th, 2026, which is America's sesquicentennial.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And that group presented that project to the Village of Lynbrook at a village board meeting, and we're happy to say that the village was very enthusiastic about it, and so it's going to happen. So that's great. So that's what your kids are up to, in case you wanted to know what was going on inside your schools. It is amazing work that teachers and kids are about. So that's why it's got everything to do with them, to get them ready for the world they're going to get into. Not the world we grew up in, the world they're moving towards. So I thank all the teachers and everyone who came together tonight and for all the incredible work that they're doing. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mrs. Aragona.
Thank you. At this time, we'd like to open up the mic for student privilege of the floor. Would any students like to address the board? Okay. We have two staff presentations tonight, two new staff members. When I say your name, can you guys please stand up? We'd like to welcome Kelly LaRosa, our new special education teacher, who will split between North and South. And Amanda Jester, who will be a literacy teacher at West End. Welcome to Lynbrook. Unfortunately, as we say hello, we must also say farewell to some longtime employees. We have a few retirements tonight. Can Kathleen Salas please stand up?
Ms. Kathleen Salas in the Union Free School District has announced her intention to retire effective June 30th, 2026, after 31 years of service to the principals, staff, students, and parents of West End and Marion Street Elementary Schools. And whereas Kathy Salas has been a lifelong owl, her Lynbrook roots, hard work, integrity, and dedication have shaped her into an exceptional elementary educator. She carries herself with self-reliance and poise that reflects the best of the Lynbrook staff. Over the years, she has inspired students in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th grade classrooms and has been a valued co-teacher in ICT settings and a leader amongst her colleagues. And whereas, throughout her career, Ms. Salas has brought out the best in her students, she creates a warm, welcoming classroom where children feel supported and proud of their learning. Her positive energy sets the tone, and students leave her room every year with curiosity, confidence, and excitement about what they can accomplish. And whereas Kathy exemplifies effective elementary teaching. As her first principal, Nola Bacci, observed, she is able to understand, appreciate, and accommodate individual differences amongst her children as she pursues tireless efforts to develop each individual to his or her optimum potential. And whereas Ms. Salas's passion for technology has long been evident. After earning her MS in computer education, she served on the District Technology Committee, supporting AV as a coordinator and carefully maintaining the West End School website. She embraced professional learning to strengthen instruction, then enthusiastically coached colleagues on using the evolving internet and digital tools in the classroom. Kathy confidently integrated technology into daily learning, using engaging projects to deepen students' understanding of their curriculum. And whereas Ms. Salas's athletic spirit is equally evident in her service to the community. As a volunteer and participant in the Lynbrook Fly with the Owls run, and as captain of the Marion Street volleyball team. Whether diving for a save or serving an ace, she brings energy, teamwork, and determination as she helps lead our schools to success. And whereas the Board of Education thanks Ms. Salas for her commitment to the Lynbrook schools and wishes her a happy and healthy retirement. Kathy will continue her new journey with her children, Liam and Casey, and loyal four-legged friends, Timmy and Oliver. With her retirement, she will seek new opportunities to give of her time and talent to the community. Kathy is prepared to leave the nest and spread her owl wings. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the resignation of Ms. Kathleen Salas for purpose of retirement effective June 30th, 2026. Congratulations.
Miguel Ramirez.
Whereas Mr. Miguel Ramirez, maintainer for the Lynbrook Union Free School District, has announced his intention to retire effective the close of business on June 26, 2026, concluding an outstanding 36 years of dedicated service to the administration, faculty, and students of the Lynbrook Union Free School District. And whereas Mr. Ramirez began his career in 1989 as a substitute cleaner at Lynbrook High School, where he quickly distinguished himself through a strong work ethic, reliability, and attention to detail, earning the respect of his colleagues and supervisors alike. And whereas his commitment and diligence led to his appointment as full-time cleaner at West End Elementary, where for 10 years he continued to demonstrate pride in his work and a genuine care for maintaining a safe, clean, and welcoming environment for students and staff. And whereas seeking to grow within the district, Mr. Ramirez transitioned to the role of maintainer, a position of which he truly found his professional home, serving with distinction for an additional 26 years and becoming known for his skill, dependability, and willingness to go above and beyond, particularly in times of urgency or need. And whereas throughout his career, Mr. Ramirez has been admired not only for his strong work ethic, but also his consistently pleasant demeanor, kindness, and positive attitude, which made him a valued and respected member of the Lynbrook school community. And whereas head maintainer Mr. Vigorito has noted that Mr. Ramirez has been a trusted and indispensable right hand, someone who could always be counted on to respond effectively in any situation, and whose absence will deeply be felt by the entire maintenance department. And whereas in his retirement, Mr. Ramirez looks forward to enjoying well-earned time and plans to do as little as possible with his wife, Miriam, his children, Christian, Alejandro, and Exaveda, thank you, his son-in-law, Ronnie, and his cherished grandchildren, Michael and Gabriella, as well as splitting his time between New York and Puerto Rico. And whereas the Board of Education wishes to formally recognize and express its sincere appreciation for Mr. Ramirez's many years of loyal service, his unwavering dedication and positive impact he has had on the Lynbrook school community, and extends its heartfelt gratitude and best wishes for a long, happy, and healthy retirement filled with family, relaxation, and continued joy. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the resignation of Mr. Miguel Ramirez for the purpose of retirement effective June 26, 2026. Congrats.
Come up, Mr. Ramirez. Theodoros Laloudakis.
Whereas Mr. Theodoros Laloudakis, cleaner in the Lynbrook Union Free School District, has announced his intention to retire effective June 26, 2026, after 23 years of dedicated service to the principals, staff, students, and parents of the Lynbrook School District. And whereas after coming to the United States from his beloved Greece, Mr. Laloudakis set out to earn the American dream. After graduating from Burnett High School in Massapequa, he attended SUNY Farmingdale and earned an associate's degree in electrical technology. The skills learned here would prove to play an important role in Mr. Laloudakis' later career. And whereas, to the benefit of the Lynbrook community, Mr. Laloudakis began his career as a part-time sub-cleaner at North Middle School in 2002, then becoming a full-time cleaner at West End in 2004. It was a few years later when Mr. Laloudakis found his home for the remainder of his career, Lynbrook High School. And whereas the current head custodian, Mr. Bill Ludwig, describes Mr. Laloudakis as an integral member of the custodial staff, always willing to pitch in, always willing to cover, and someone who will be very difficult to replace. And whereas the entire Lynbrook High School family wishes Mr. Laloudakis the very best as he embarks on his next chapter, enjoying time fishing on the sea, rooting for his cherished Dallas Cowboys, New York Yankees, and New York Rangers, and visiting family and friends in Greece. And whereas the Lynbrook Board of Education sincerely thanks Mr. Theodoros Laloudakis for his years of devoted service and commitment to the Lynbrook Public Schools and wishes him a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education accepts the resignation of Mr. Theodoros Laloudakis for the purposes of retirement effective June 26, 2026.
Janine Quaysum.
Whereas Miss Janine Kosum, Principal Typist Clerk in the Business Office of the Lynbrook Public Schools, has faithfully served the district for 23 years, demonstrating exceptional attention to detail and an unwavering commitment to accuracy as both the first and final reader of every line of every school budget, carefully verifying column headings, correcting spelling, and checking each calculation by hand because she trusted her own careful review more than Excel, whose many errors she was known to catch along the way, thereby playing a critical role in maintaining the integrity of the district's financial documents. And whereas Ms. Kosum served as the face of the district, not only to the non-public school community, diligently ensuring that textbooks were available as students returned each year, and tracking down even the most difficult to find titles, but also the larger community, patiently and sympathetically explaining tax bills and making certain that residents understood how to apply for the STAR program and other exemptions to which they were entitled, all while fostering strong, lasting relationships with community members, and families. And whereas Ms. Kosum maintained an exceptionally comprehensive filing system of detailed and often obscure records while carrying its index in her head, so that with the familiar phrase, "I think I have something about that," she could produce even the most arcane documents at a moment's notice. And whereas, while always courteous and professional, many an unsuspecting vendor likely believed they were the clever one, only to discover that beneath Ms. Kosum's pleasant manner was a fierce command of details, and when invoices did not add up, information was incomplete, or someone to try to put one past Lynbrook, they soon felt her sting as she pursued every discrepancy with such precision and persistence that there was rarely much left to dispute. And whereas Miss Kosum was a thoughtful and caring colleague, always among the first to offer support during difficult times or a kind gesture to brighten someone's day, and who was unwavering in her willingness to assist others throughout the district. And whereas, beyond her professional accomplishments, Miss Kosum is a proud mother of her children, Joey and Lauren, a devoted mother-in-law to Erica and Matt, and the cherished wife of Eddie, her steadfast partner and the love of her life, as well as a doting grandmother to Russell, Barry, Jordan, and Reese and Brody. And whereas the Lynbrook Board of Education expresses its sincere gratitude for Miss Kosum's dedicated service and extends its best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement, and extends its heartfelt good wishes as she begins this new chapter. Though she will be greatly missed by the Lynbrook community, it is hoped that her retirement will bring her ample time to enjoy cruises, Broadway shows, mastering her formidable mahjong game, and settling into her new home, where she will no doubt quickly become a vibrant and much-loved presence in the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the resignation of Miss Janine Kosum for purposes of retirement effective June 30th, 2026.
Now we have to make the retirements official. May I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2604C1 through C4? Mrs. Kelly, second, Mr. Lunar. All in favor? And can all the retirees come up for a photo? Congratulations. Congratulations. And you guys are all welcome to leave and celebrate with your families. We'll take a...
Unless you want to hear about the BOCES budget.
Yes.
It's really fascinating.
Okay, we're going to move on to reports from trustees. As PTA liaison, I have nothing to report. So we're going to move on to Mr. Bowler.
Thank you. On March 31st, Lynbrook High School hosted its annual Business and Marketing Honor Society induction in the auditorium. Around 65 students were inducted this year. Additionally, this Thursday, LHS will host its National Honor Society induction, where new sophomores and new and returning juniors and seniors will be inducted. Congratulations to all those who were and will be inducted. On April 15th, students had the opportunity to attend LHS's first ever college and career fair. Many colleges and career programs were in the gym, and students were able to talk to representatives from these programs. Thank you to Ms. Moeller and the guidance department for making this possible. Over the weekend, Key Club hosted a car wash in the KC parking lot. All donations went to a family in need, and I can personally say my car was washed, and they did a fantastic job, so thank you. Additionally, this past weekend, the LHS Drama Club presented 2 excellent shows of Shakespeare's As You Like It. Congratulations and great job to all the performers. In coordination with Dr. Dempsey, I sent out a survey to get feedback from students about sports night and class night. We received great feedback, so thank you to all those who took time to fill out the survey. Your feedback goes a long way. Lastly, I know AP exams are coming up, and I want to wish every student who is sitting for one of those exams good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Bowler. Does anyone
Ms.
have anything
Aragona,
else?
may I just say, whoever takes your spot will have such big shoes to fill, Jackson. Thank you so much for your thoroughness.
Thank you.
I agree. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to report? So there is no old business, so we will be moving on to new business. All districts hold meetings tonight to vote on the Nassau BOCES operations budget and BOCES candidates. Whereas the Board of Cooperative Educational Services of Nassau County has proposed and presented its proposed administrative operations budget for the 2026-2027 school year. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Nassau BOCES proposed administrative operations budget for the 2026-2027 school year in the amount of $28,633,061 be and hereby is approved by the Board of Education of the Lynbrook Union Free School District. May I have a motion to accept Resolution 2504G1, Nassau BOCES budget? Mr. Pileski, second. Mr. Cullen, all in favor? There are 3 seats open for the BOCES board and 4 people running. Deborah Coates, Lawrence Greenstein, Douglas Pasquarella, and Jeannie D'Esposito. Mr. Cullen, do you have any candidates that you would like to propose for the BOCES board?
Thank you. I'd like to recommend Deborah Coates, Lawrence Greenstein, and Janine D'Esposito.
Is everybody in agreement with Mr. Cullen's recommendation? Yes. Okay. May I have a motion to adopt the resolution 2604G2, voting for Deborah Coates, Lawrence Greenstein, and Janine D'Esposito? Mrs. Kelly, second. Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Dr. Lynch, Superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Aragona. So we had our UPK lottery this week. We'll be sitting about 132 kids, and we'll have Dr. Berman give that report.
So as you're aware, next year the district will offer a full-day UPK program with a capacity of 135 students, with programs located at the JCC, Our Lady of Peace, and Tiny Tykes. Once capacity is reached, we will be maintaining a wait list. The UPK program's lottery drawing was held this past Thursday. A recording of the drawing, along with a list of all winning lottery numbers in the order they were called, is available on the district website. For those of you who did watch the live lottery drawing, a technical glitch caused a brief delay. However, the posted video reflects the complete calling of all numbers. All UPK applicants were notified via email following the drawing and are currently completing registration paperwork. Although the lottery has passed, the district will continue to accept UPK program applications until all seats are filled, and no later than the first Wednesday of October. At this time, new applications will be considered for placement at Our Lady of Peace. We're excited to continue offering this opportunity to our youngest owls. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Berman. And I'd just like to give a brief update on our budget. So at the March meeting, the board adopted our budget for next year. Next week is the formal budget hearing where Mr. Press will be presenting it to the community now that it's been adopted by the board. Just a couple of things, and I don't know if anyone's still watching right now, but we know for a fact that News 12 has us on their loop, basically saying because we're one of 2 districts that are going to exceed the allowable levy limit. So what I encourage people to really understand is what that means. Our 10-year average levy is 2.02%. The levy this year is only 1.97%. So we are significantly below our 10-year average. We are the 14th lowest levy in the entire county of Nassau, but because of an odd way that the formula works, we just happen to need a supermajority this year. So I spoke to a lovely resident today on the phone, and anyone watching, I will answer my phone every day to explain this to folks. We are putting forth a very responsible budget. All we're looking to do is we're asking the community for basically an extra $800,000, primarily to keep class sizes small on the K-1-2 level, and to expand the programs that you saw tonight, the enactment of the profile of the owl. It is a low levy. We just happen to need a supermajority. So that's Proposition 1. We also have another proposition out there. That's the only one that needs 60% is the budget. A 50% vote on our technology proposition, which will allow us to continue our wiring project and to get technology devices in the hands of kids. And then our third proposition is a proposition to acquire some land from the village of Lynbrook and to build a student fitness center, which will allow us to move out of the weight room and create a yoga studio, along with some other projects that will be going on up at North Middle School and a PA system for West End. That also only needs a 50% vote. Very important. Proposition 1 is the budget. Proposition 2 is the technology reserve. Proposition 3 is the fitness center. You can vote it any which way you wish, but that's kind of what's going on. And just anyone from the board want to add anything regarding the responsible budget that we're putting forward?
Yeah, I mean, just on the budget, Dr. Lynch, you highlighted some of these numbers already, but we average about 2.02% a year. We're actually coming to the community asking for less than our 10-year average. The statewide average is significantly higher than the 1.97% we're asking for. The county-wide average is significantly higher, and we're one of the lowest increases. Our 1.97% is one of the lowest increases of any district in Nassau County. So while News 12 is running on their loop that we're asking to exceed the tax cap, it's kind of an irrelevant. The tax cap is a formula that is really, it's an archaic formula, it's complex, but it's and sitting here to explain it would take, Mr. Press,
Come next week, he will.
And he will. So if anyone really can't sleep, put that on to next week because it's incredibly boring. But that tax cap, that's kind of like sizzle journalism or yellow journalism that we're exceeding the tax cap. When what we're doing is coming to the community with one of the lowest increases in the county that we're asking for, lower than other districts who are not exceeding their tax cap. The other thing, just to point out, you mentioned the fitness center that we're doing. That actually has nothing to do, because I've heard some confusion on this. People saying, well, if we're exceeding the tax cap, why are we building a fitness center? The two are completely unrelated. The tax increase that we're asking for of 1.97% has absolutely nothing to do with the fitness center. That's coming out of a completely separate reserve. That reserve is only for things like that project. So it's not as simple as, why don't you use that? And then you wouldn't have to do a 1.97% tax increase. We can't. By state law, that money has been allocated already for projects exactly like that. Because I have heard some confusion amongst people asking, well, why would you do that in a year where the tax, where the tax cap levy is being breached? The two are completely unrelated. If anyone has any confusion, seriously, take Dr. Lynch up on his offer, call his office. Certain members of this board are probably the easiest people in the world to reach. I'm one of them. My number is on my Facebook profile. Call me on my cell phone any time of day. I will explain it. But really, it's important to understand that the fact that we're out there as a district that's breaching the tax levy cap is irrelevant. It means nothing. We're coming with one of the lowest increases in the county.
Thank you, Mr. Lunar. And on capital project, going to turn it over to Mr. Press. We're starting summer projects today, right?
Yes. If I could also I just wanted to add to what you were saying, because Proposition 3 is not just the fitness center. It is using funds from the capital reserve, and these reserve propositions have absolutely no impact on the tax levy. So I'd like to keep that in mind. But that Proposition 3, not only it's the fitness center, it's also replacing rooftop HVAC units here at the high school that are in desperate need of repair. They're 30, 40 years old. So we've been kind of repairing them, and Mr. Saden and his crew have been keeping them going, but they're well past their useful lifetime. There's also work on classrooms at North Middle School. There's some heating system repairs also at North Middle, and then replacement of a PA system at West End that is not functioning. And it's a safety issue. So those are all wrapped up in Proposition 3. It's one big, beautiful package right there. So I just wanted to make mention of that. In terms of the capital projects that were funded from last year's vote, so May 2025, we had the kickoff meeting today. Nice big room full of happy contractors. So we're going to be replacing the roof here at the high school. We're doing some work on a science classroom up at North Middle School, and we are replacing some of the bathrooms, replacing student bathrooms and adding some faculty bathrooms up at West End. So that stuff is all going on. That'll start very soon. And that's what we have there.
Great. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ms. Aragona.
Thank you. At this time, we'd like to open up the mic for public comments. Please state your name and if you live in and out of district. Oh, okay. Moving on, we do have one sympathy resolution tonight for Janet Friedman. Whereas the members of the Board of Education of the Lynbrook Union Free School District have learned with sorrow of the passing of Janet Friedman, former employee in the Lynbrook School District. And whereas Janet Friedman served as a nurse at South Middle School for 13 years, from 1991 to 2004. And whereas the Board of Education is mindful of the contributions made to our district by Janet Friedman during her years of service to our community. Be it resolved that the Board of Education records its sorrow, its sympathy, and the esteem in which Mrs. Friedman was held. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be sent to the family of Janet Friedman with the hope that they will find solace and comfort in the rich heritage of good works for which she is remembered and revered. I'd like to ask for a consent agenda on resolutions 2604C5 through C10, 2604 NC1 through NC3, and 2604 G3 through G31. May I have a motion, please? Mr. Pileski, second. Mr. Lunar, all in favor? May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Mrs. Kelly, second. Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Our next meeting is next Wednesday, May 6th. It's a budget hearing and monthly meeting. The budget vote is May 19th. Voting takes place at North, South, and the high school. To find your polling location, visit our website under Finance and Budget. Call the district's clerk's office if you would like an absentee or early mail-in ballot application. Thank you guys for being so kind to me while I ran my first meeting. Can I ask for a motion to adjourn? Mr. Lunar, second Mr. Cullen, all in favor. Thank you.
Good job, Tara.